Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're looking at this recording. And thanks very much for joining us. Today, we have with us a selection of virtual assistants that are operating right here in Trinidad and Tobago. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rachael Hunte, and I'm a virtual assistant consultant. And today, I'm joined by lovely virtual assistants, and we're just going to have a chat. We're going to talk about being a virtual assistant in Trinidad and Tobago, how their experience has been since they've started their VA business. And, we're just going to have a nice little chat. So I'm going to start my introductions and allow each person to tell us a bit about themselves. We'll start with Miss Candice. Candice, tell us about yourself, about your business, and anything you would want persons to know about being a virtual assistant.
Hi, everyone, and welcome again. Well, my name is Candice. My business is called Seamless Solutions VA Services. It was registered last year. However, I have been doing this for quite some time. As I tell my story, usually I would tell people, I love helping people, even if it meant doing a 5-hour job for free. And of course, with the pandemic and the need for extra income, I decided to, become a virtual assistant because I really, really love what I do. I love customer service and I love, helping people. So my biggest worry at that time really was, how am I going to tell all these people that I have not been charging, that I now have my own business and, I need to charge a little something. But, so I had a conversation with myself in the mirror a couple of times. And then I went out and I told them, and I could not have been more surprised. I mean, it was an overwhelming response of encouragement. And unlike most virtual assistants, I actually do my business part-time. I do have a day job. And so when I get home on evenings, I start in my end of the business. And I don't like to call it a side hustle at all. Mm-hmm. But so that's what I do. So basically, I would take on more project type jobs. I do, take on, like the cold calling and the data entry and things that I can do during the course of the day because I do have someone that will work with me from time to time to get that done. Awesome. So that's basically me.
All right. Well, nice having you on today, Candice, and thank you for the introduction. Next, we go to Petal. Petal, tell us a bit about yourself, about your VA business.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Petal, and I'm the owner of PD Admin Solutions, which is my virtual assistant business. And I focus on mostly accounting and bookkeeping because that is my field. That is what I study. That is what I worked in previously. And I started my business in 2019. I actually resigned from my job when I had my son. And in that time when I resigned, I saw this lovely post from Rachael on Facebook talking about being a VA and I work from home. And I was just thinking, what do I have to lose? This sounds interesting. Let me see. I'd never heard the term virtual assistant before. So I said, let me see what this is about. And I had a brief conversation with Rachael and realized, you know what? Everything that I was doing in my job, I could be doing for myself at home and, being able to stay home with my son. And I have been doing that since 2019. And weirdly enough, with the pandemic, last year, things, were really, really slow. But this year, things really started to pick up as businesses started to look towards going more towards online, and especially with bookkeeping and stuff. It has been really interesting for me, I should say, as this year has started. Well, we're halfway into the year, but it has been going like that for me for the year so far.
Okay, great, awesome. All right, and Dionne, you want to tell us a bit about yourself and your business?
Hi everyone, my name is Dionne Archibald, and I consider myself a general VA. I haven't specialized just yet, so I would help you with your online presence. I would help you if you have online training or webinars, anything of that sort. Help you organize, organize, and execute the events, the online events, and also if you need help with your social media presence, I also do a bit of social media management as well. I started my business in 2020, last year, coming off from, well, looking for a job, basically trying to get back into the job market, got nothing, nobody was hiring. So I decided to hire myself, and looking through LinkedIn, that's how I saw Rachael with her post, same as Petal. You know, I work from home, this is what I do. So I decided to contact her, and we went through the paces with her consultation services, and I was able to launch. She actually helped me get my first client, and I've been with that client for just over a year. And you know, it has been good, very good so far.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I like the fact that you say you decided to hire yourself. That's nice. Yeah, hire yourself. Right. Sadie, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi everyone. My name is Sliva-Findley, and I am a single mom of 3. And the beginning of the COVID that started last year, I was terminated. There was no thinking, there was no thought in it. I was like handed a letter, that's it, bye. And it was done just as how I said it. It was done just like that. You know, no regards for me as a human being, a single mother. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
So going into survival mode, you know, that, you know, it's like, oh my God, I need to get a job. I need to do this. I have kids. I have bills to pay. I have rent to pay. The works.
Yeah.
And while going through Facebook looking for jobs, I saw Rachael's post. You can become a VA, you know, just as I should say, hi, I'm Rachael. And I lost the post because I'm macroing people's status. And oh my God, I was like, where is it? And then like a week after I found it, I was like, okay, great. So I contacted her. I had my first consultation with her. And there and then I knew that I was going to become a virtual assistant. I knew for a fact this is what I was going to do. And we kicked it off not only on a professional, but also personal. She has a great personality. So my specialties are cold calling. I talk a lot. Tender documents. A lot of business owners do not like to read and they do not follow instructions. So I have developed this little gift to do tenders. So with the guide of Rachael and going on LinkedIn, because I really didn't know much about it, that is where I got my first clients, LinkedIn. And I have been getting clients, whether it's part-time, full-time, I have been getting clients on LinkedIn. So with cold calling and tender documents, I've also gone on to calendar management. And these are the things that Rachael would have guided me into. I would have done some sort of it in the office where I worked, but not on this level. Calendar management, social media management, email marketing. And what I like to tell clients who are coming on board with me, anything new, I am willing and I can learn. There's nothing that I can't do now. The sky is the limit for me. So it's been exactly 1 year from when I met Rachael to now, and I have been going strong, and I've always tell Rachael she is an angel sent by God. She is. Her guidance, her patience. You know, I have kids. Sometimes she would hear them in the background. She's like, oh, that's so cute. I would miss homework because I have so many things to do, you know, and she really, her love for what she does, that is why I am here today. Definitely. Awesome. Thank you, Rachael.
You're welcome, and congratulations on your 1 year. So it was 1 year in June this month?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
yes,
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think we had met, we started before, but actually having
kicking
my
off.
first clients and kicking off, it is 1 year, yes.
Awesome, nice. All right, and we have Miss Trudy. Trudy, tell us about yourself, about your VA business.
Sure. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Trudy Sliva-Findley. I'm a brand new VA, I could say. Just
Welcome.
finished. Yes, I just completed my course with Rachael. That was last month. This is 5th of May. Well, I am still in the corporate world. I would like to transition as soon as possible. I'm currently on I've been on a 6-month rotation contract for the last 4 years, you could say. So it's part of my reason for wanting to venture into this new and exciting VA world is just to have some stability, to take charge of, like, control of my career path. And also I would love to have more time with my 2 boys. I have 2 young boys. And the reason why I started was back when I had my second son, that was in 2018. It was very, very, very difficult to go back out to work. I don't know, it took like a lot from me to actually want to go back out. So that was where I started to think about what I could do. Start to Google search, go on YouTube to find out what jobs from home I could do. And that's when I came across virtual assistants. I was like, what is this thing? So that's when I started to search locally, on Facebook mostly. And that's where I came across Rachael. And I don't know if you remember, Rachael it was in 2020. That was before the pandemic hit us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it took me like exactly a year to get back in contact with you. So, I mean, I'm here now.
Nice.
Yeah, so it took a lot of thinking and, the thought and research and stuff behind it before I actually decided this is what I wanted to venture into.
To jump in. All right, nice. So for those of for those of you that have kids, how is it juggling being a mom and being a virtual assistant? How has that experience been? Anybody?
With online school now and me being home, it is God sent. I don't have to worry about a babysitter, or I don't have to worry about traveling with my children to drop them to school, or to go to work back and forth wherever it is displayed. So that is working out for me. My son actually helps me. He goes on LinkedIn. He's like, "Oh, mommy, you just got a message. Should I reply?" He's 10 years old. No, don't reply. But it is, I am able to time manage. I can help in homework assignments, projects, while working from home. My time is mine. And as a virtual assistant, that means a whole lot. The weekends are mine. I can cut off work at 4. I can start back at 7 at night. It belongs to me. So it works out very well. And my kids are very independent. One is 15, the girl is 12, and the little boy is 10. They have their chores, they know what they have to do, and yeah, it works out very well.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Anybody else?
Well, for me,
sorry. Go ahead, Petal.
Okay. So I have a 2-year-old, almost 2.5-year-old, and that's the reason why I decided to become a VA. So for me, the flexibility of being with him and not have to worry about daycare and being able to work, around his schedule is great for me. And I really try to, there are certain things that I can do, and have him occupied, and then there's times where I need to just be focused on him alone. So I love that I could have the flexibility, like as Sadie say, I could stop what I'm doing and I could focus on him, and I could go back to do it. And I've kind of, because I have that flexibility, I've created my weekly schedule in such a way that I don't have to work every day. Right. And because of the nature of the type of services that I do, it's not something that is required every day. So, I will just set aside blocks of time or certain days in the week. If I have something that's pressing and needs to get done, like a meeting or something, I can rearrange my schedule with him. But for the most part, I love the fact that I could have that flexibility for to do what I love, you know.
Nice. All right, Trudy, you were going to say something?
Well, I was gonna say, well, I'm still in the teaching process.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm still trying to figure out, like, in terms of when I get my new client, my first client, I should say, not if, when.
All right.
So when I get my new client, I'll need to figure out, you know, the time, my to manage my time with, because I have a 2.5-year-old as well as Petal, and a 7-year-old.
Right.
So well, my husband, he helps out a lot with the children, so I'm grateful for that. You know, so for me, it's just the idea of juggling, you know, actual work in the corporate world,
right,
and then coming home to, you know, get all my chores done, cook dinner, whatever, and organize my son, 7-year-old, his homework, and the baby some attention too. So it's a kind of, it's like controlled chaos.
Right. But I think Candice might be able to speak on that a bit. Candice, how have you been handling work and kids? Well, I know your kids are older, and housework and everything and VA stuff. How has that been?
Well, I mean, it really hasn't been that difficult for me. I mean, I really love to work. When I get to work, and by the time I leave work, and I get home, I actually take like an hour and a half for myself just to power down. And like you so rightly said, my children are older, so I do get, you know, that kind of assistance from them. I don't have to worry too much about, you know, having to prepare anything for them to eat, and sometimes I might come home and I will get something to eat, or I might get a sandwich, or, you know, so it really hasn't been that bad. But as everything else, you know, you have your little challenges. You might have, well, for me, you know, sometimes my job might run a bit later, and so I might be up sometimes till 12, 1 in the morning doing something. But for me, it's been okay. I'm okay with that, and I can manage that very well.
Okay. And Dionne, how about you? How has your experience been? I know you went back to work and being a VA as well. How has that experience been? All right. We not here. All right. Your audio just came back. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Right. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it has been a bit challenging in terms of balancing the demands for the job now and my VA work, but I sort of figured out the balance, and I still I say sort of because I'm still working on it, but the parts that have worked out, you know, I found that blocking time, especially now, is more important than it was before when I was just doing VA full time. So ensuring that I block time to do my job for myself and the VA work, that is what is working for me right now. So it's a balancing act and learning how to juggle all the balls. Yeah.
Yes, agreed. I think that blocking time is really, really important. What are your guys' take, Candice? I hear you mentioned working until about 12:01. What are your guys' takes on like cutting off time and saying, hey, this is the end of work? Because I mean, you're working from home and you're not leaving the office and going back home. What are some of the strategies that you use in terms of making sure that you have that separation?
I use a lot of time blocking as well. I know if I have a deadline and I need to get it done, then I will go the extra mile. Right. But apart from that, if I know I will, you know, do some proper time management and block for each client, and I know by a certain time, I will stop there. And like I said, you know, if something does run over a little bit till the next morning, then I have somebody that could just tidy that up before, you know, we send it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Anybody else want to tackle the question?
So with my son, he has a very kind of strict schedule, I'll say, in terms of blocking time. Like he's a very active child, so I need to make sure that he has some sort of structure, otherwise he will just run amok. So what I do, I have a certain time that he will take a nap in the afternoon. So there's a certain amount of time that I'll block off. So if I'm working in the morning, I lock off by, you know, around 11 or so. And from 11 to 1, that's like my time to organize him, give him a nap, take lunch, take a little 10-minute break, go on Facebook. And then in the afternoon, I'll do the same thing, like the time where he has to go take a shower. We are playing around with a new schedule for him right now. So I'm looking at later hours, but usually I try to be in my bed by 10. So unless I have something that's like a deadline that I need to get done, and I recently had a project to do with a client with a new service that I've never done before, and it took a little bit of work to understand the process. So I had a few nights where I was up really, really late to like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. But that is very few and far between. It's really only on deadlines, and I tend to by 10 in my bed so that by 10:30 I must sleep. Before I would stay up late or something, but now I'm just like, no, if I don't get the sleep, then I can't function properly. So I try to make sure at least the sleep is there.
Yeah.
At least 5 days for the night, for the week, sorry, proper sleep.
Okay, very nice, very nice. I agree with that as well. So in terms of blocking time and separating from between work and home, some of the things that I would have not necessarily implemented myself, but some of the advice people give is, get up and actually have a morning routine where you're preparing for work, right? And that's something I agree. You have your space where you actually sit down and you have this space where you're working. Of course, this is for full-time VAs. If you're working part-time, as Candice would have rightly said, you want to have that space in between work, and you just take a breather, you take a relax. So you want your brain to be able to function, right? And then you say, okay, my normal work is from this time to that time. Of course, we all have projects. I'm sure most people looking here would have had a project at some point in time where you just had to get it done. So that's fine. But even if you're working, and this is also for you as well, Trudy, as a new VA coming in, even if you're working as a VA, you don't want it to be consistently burning the candle at both ends, right? Because you will burn out. And one of the things that's really important to remember is that we, as the virtual assistants, are the back end of a business. We are running it. So if we don't know what we are doing and we are all over the place, then the business owner isn't going to get the quality service that they need, right? So taking care of yourself first is really, really important as a virtual assistant, because then you would really have that opportunity to give your best. Yeah, you'll have your days where you need 2-3 days of getting it done, but you want to make sure that that cycle doesn't continue on and on and on, because eventually you wouldn't even know when you burn out and you'll be burnt out. Yeah. So another question I had in mind, for me, I have virtual assistants find clients locally in Trinidad and Tobago. However, I know a couple of the VAs that I would have worked with have gone on to find international clients as well. Are you guys working with local clients, international clients? How has that process been for you all?
Well, I have both international and local. But the internationals, they are local and they just live abroad.
Okay.
So I would have word of mouth. I was referred to both of them. One is in Atlantic, Georgia. One is in Canada, and the rest are here in Trinidad.
Okay, nice.
So it is. They're not very demanding, and I don't have to work for them every day. Those are the ones abroad. The one local, I do have to work for them every day. We will meet at a certain time, or we just message each other, hey, this is what you have to do today. And yeah. I was kind of looking for like the Caribbean as well. The Caribbean islands. So I want to reach out to like Caribbean islands and let them know, hey, let me see what I can do for you guys. Because I know
Sadie,
a lot of them. I know a lot of them do work with Trinidadians, with Trinidad businesses. Right. And so I just wanted to touch a few businesses, a few business owners in our neighboring islands.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else?
I actually have one international client. Again, it's a project-based something. But like Sadie, the owner is local. Right. And I was referred to her by a family member. She saw the type of work that I did, and she reached out to me to ask me to help with a name generation for her company. She is a child psychologist, and she is ready to go out on her own. So she's looking at the option of first of all, getting the name, and then we're going to move on to like a logo and letterheads and, you know, a website and that type of thing. So that's a bit exciting.
Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. And Trudy, for you, are you looking for persons locally, internationally, both?
Well, I'm open to both internationally and locally. I actually had one person reach out to me so far. They're based in Maryland, I think. But the person, she wanted me to work basically whole day, every day kind of thing. So the time slots then work for me. Yeah.
Okay, and as the thing with being a virtual assistant, a lot of the times, and this is for information for those who are looking, most VAs prefer to work part-time for different business owners as opposed to working with one business owner. It allows for, of course, variation in work and more stability. We know how things are right now, to make sure that you would always have work, even if something were to fall off. So that's really, really important. Petal, I know you would have had some recent improvements in the back end of your business, so you are prepared for international clients as well. Yeah.
Right. Yes, I am.
You started looking.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. I do have an international client who is based in New Orleans, but she's local as well. She's local.
And everybody. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. She actually approached me to purchase my ebook. And instead of purchasing the ebook, she actually took me on to do bookkeeping services. So it's funny. We always joke about the fact that she still hasn't purchased the book, and I'm, just like, it's no longer necessary,
She didn't purchase the book. She got the whole fee.
Yeah, So and I mean, some people are like that, They don't want to do it for themselves. They don't even want to know why. Just get it. Yeah. And so with the pandemic and everything, I had to look at different methods to receive payment from her. So it really gave me the push, because I was really kind of slacking off on that end. So now that I have it set up, I can. And I have been approached by someone who is actually based in Georgia who wants to put me on to other people. So now that I have it, I can tell them, okay, I'm willing to, let's see how that goes now.
I love it. I love it. Taking VAs international. And Dionne, how about you? Any work with international clients, just local clients?
You hear me?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm local, still local. I'm open to working regional and international, but right now it's still local.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm glad you guys are stepping out. As I said, I believe that there is a market for virtual assistants locally in Trinidad and Tobago, but the sky is the limit. And once we develop this community of virtual assistants, then we can compete in the international market with the Philippines and the persons in India and America and all these other countries, and we can make a name for ourselves. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for coming on today and just giving us a bit of information about your businesses. I will be posting your contact information on this video as well, so that anybody who wants to reach out to Candice or Petal, Dionne, Sadie, or Trudy can feel free to reach out. And if you want to reach me, you can check me VA Forward on Facebook, and of course Rachael Hunte on LinkedIn. If you're looking to get your own VA business started and work with clients on your own, then feel free to reach out. We have 2 minutes left. Any closing comments from anyone before we close up? All right,
I would just say, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Candice.
Oh, I was going to say, just for anybody who is thinking about becoming a virtual assistant, especially if you are local, call Rachael, because she really, really was very instrumental in, as you can hear, all of us becoming our better selves, right? And once you have that passion, just do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Candice. Sadie?
Yeah, again, thank you, Rachael, for being here, for having me here, sorry. Also, thank you for the guidance that you would have given to me. These are skills that I would have had for years, and now, honestly, I'm being honest, it's in better use. So, like Candice said, any one who is wanting to become a VA and having doubts, here are us right now, women, mothers, wives, and we are working from home, and we have a steady income. I know it was scary for me at first. I was like, is this something I should do? You know, because you're so accustomed being in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And jump on the box, you will not regret. So it works. Well, it works for me and all these ladies there, and to all the other VAs, Candice, Trudy, Dionne, and Petal. Congratulations. And I know Petal has backed me up a couple of times. I would have asked her questions, and I know I could always call on Rachael and let you guys know you can always call on me for any assistance.
Awesome. All right, thanks very much for that. Thanks, guys, for being here, and I appreciate it, and we will be in touch. Have a good evening.